Christmas comes early. From Fox News Podcast, I'm Dana Perino.
And I'm Chris Stirewalt.
And this is Perino and Stirewalt. I'll tell you what.
Is this Christmas in July?
Yeah, because we're a day earlier in the week. Now everyone can rejoice.
I don't know about you, but it's like my life is just scrambled eggs. This one change, and I'm like, wait a minute. And all morning I keep forgetting that today's the day to do it, and then I remember, and then I forget everything else, and then I come over and do it. I'm like in sixes and sevens.
I mean, imagine how the people are going to feel when they get the notification that I'll tell you what is ready for them, and they're like, wait, but it's not Wednesday. But I'm feeling like I'm thinking this might help me to deal with my scheduling situation.
This is our fond hope. And the good news about it is, aside from giving America, I'll tell you what, a day early, the good news is this just makes Tuesday like everybody has a day of the week. This for me just makes Tuesdays like do this and then do, like, you get up early and you just do it. And then it actually wraps up pretty early. My day wraps up pretty early on Thursday. It's just pen to post throughout. So I kind of like those days because you're in a sprint.
Yeah. Man, I'm sprinting. I've been getting up earlier because I have so much reading to do and stuff. And also it's so hot.
Are you delivering milk now? Are you getting up at 3?
No, I had been getting up around 6:20.
Decadent.
That's way too late for me. Even like I would wake up at 6 and I would read, emails and stuff like that until 6:20. But I was like, I need more time to read, and I have stuff to do, and I have emails to respond to. So today I got up, I set my alarm for 5:30. I woke up at 5. I got out of bed at 5:16, and I came downstairs. And we have a porch, and it's been so hot here in the Mid-Atlantic. I sat outside. It's like probably the only time I'll be outside all day, and I got more done.
I want to be clear that when I say I am getting up early, and I got up early today, I mean 6:30, and I felt like I was making a sacrifice for the people. So I'm not going to get carried away. I will not be on the milk route.
I used to love when we would get the milk from the milkman because it was put in a little box underneath our mailbox, and right below where we had our American flag flying on our house on Elm Street in Denver. Oh, that was good milk. Really good stuff. Great. Nestle's Chocolate Quick.
The powder, of course, is better than the Hershey syrup. Sorry, Hershey.
It is. Oh, that is so true.
It's very true.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's, I think.
But nothing better than putting the powder on top of the frozen ice cream.
I find it too gritty. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, I love the grit. I love it.
I find it too gritty.
Haven't had that in 35 years, probably.
The better solution is to take Haagen-Dazs cherry vanilla ice cream, and in a tight scoop, and then roll it in Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Oh, it's
but we didn't get Cocoa Pebbles. We would get, if my mom allowed us to sneak it into the cart and pretend she didn't see, Fruity Pebbles. The Cocoa and Fruity Pebbles are both great garbage cereals, and I'd say that with real affection. And Cocoa Pebbles way better than Cocoa Krispy, all of the other. But the real point of those cereals is to produce the chocolate milk in the bowl. That is the goal. Oh, see, like I didn't drink the chocolate milk in the bowl for some reason. I just didn't do that for some reason.
I even let it steep a little bit.
No way, that's disgusting. Okay, now you've gone too far.
Maximal too far,
and you're going to force us to talk about politics and stuff.
I described the news today to Brianna. We were talking about what are we going to have in the note, where are we going to blah 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 blah, and we're trying to get together our house ratings. And I said, today's not the day because we're doing the podcast and stuff. We'll get to it this week. And I said, plus, today's news is like a Niagara Falls of hot garbage. And I meant that in a positive sense. I don't know what other businesses are like ours, but on days where civilians look at the news and go, ugh, I, of course, look at the news and go, yes, easy.
Yeah, there's
note,
so much. While we're recording, Attorney General Bill Barr is delivering his opening statement, which was very well written. Well, I'm sure it's well delivered, though he's on mute right now because we're recording a podcast. But this is going to be a showstopper of a hearing because everybody wanted to talk to Barr. The Republicans want to defend him. The Democrats want to bloody him. And there are some legitimate questions that need to be asked and gone over. And hopefully this hearing will provide a lot of answers. Are you looking for particular anything here in this hearing?
No, I have no expectations. I assume it will be a pointless exercise in partisan chest thumping.
But a lot of news for your hot garbage.
Well, the news is we got the Republicans trying to get their bailout package together, and basically they're coming to the negotiating table with like 3 pieces of a broken Coke bottle, 5 marbles, some gum they found. And they're like, let's make a deal. And we've got the president tomorrow going to campaign in Texas, which tells you something. We've got unrest in America's cities. And now we've got the teachers union, I think the largest teachers union, saying that they'll back strikes, nationwide strikes if they have to prevent reopening.
Oh, did they say that?
Yep. That their members think are unsafe, and it's going to be a hot ticket, and you can see that between the fight over the urban unrest and the school reopening, we think by the time we get to Labor Day, things could be pretty ugly.
Yeah, gosh, I didn't hear that about nationwide protests. Jeez Louise. I'm kind of interested in these what are they calling them? The underground schools that people are trying to put together. And the reason I'm interested is I do think that the pandemic is going to force some change, that a lot more people will become more comfortable with homeschooling, school choice. I am concerned about what happens to lower income families with children who don't have all of those options to move to a beach town and put their kids in school there. And what happens with the teachers and the funding and everything. It's a really fascinating issue.
Well, we should, of course, always preface by saying that for, the bottom third of earners, those of limited education and limited means, everything that happens, either good or bad, good things that happen for the country as a whole, they benefit less from, and bad things that happen to the country as a whole, they suffer more from. The poor will always be with us. And we should always remember that. On the other hand, the decision by Google, for example, that their employees aren't coming back until next summer. They just said, you know what? We're not doing it. For knowledge workers, for a lot of the promise of connectivity was that it would make people more flexible in their lives, that giving us the gift of the tools.
Also that we would all get along so well and everything would be perfect.
That's right. We would connect and harmonize. But the promise was about things like what we're doing right now, which is there are six of us gathered together over an internet connection to record a podcast that then will be shared, and nobody ever has to go into an office somewhere, except for Bonewald. Sorry, Bonewald. That promise wasn't much realized, right? If you would have asked 40 years ago a futurist to say what is going to happen in the United States, a clear option would have been people aren't going to have to go into the office as much, that the distance work will be more possible, small towns, small communities, out in the country, people can live where they want to live. I think we're going to see that. And I think we're seeing it now. And I think we're going to see it in part because families will figure out ways to get through this. Neighborhoods looking for ways to educate their kids are going to do logical things, like sign up for homeschooling online resources, like band together to provide physical activity. Like, I guess I'm just an optimist about human potential. People figure stuff out in really impressive ways. And the people who, for millennia, have bet against human progress and human potential have been proven wrong over and over and over again.
If you like that, there's more where that came from. Just download Perino and Stirewalt, I'll Tell You What, at foxnewspodcast.com.